Hey there, this is KV. How are you, loves? I know it's been really rough and crazy, and it's kind of been maybe even crazier than you've ever experienced your life right now. Or it just at least with the things that are coming into your life are so monumental and painful and really kind of like stabbing you to the heart is what it kind of might feel like for you. Basically, okay, so what I want you to first understand is Earth. Okay, so we're not the only planet that has life on it. You have to accept that. We only see this one thing here, so that's all we know. But there's so much more out there. And one of the things, the rules of Earth is that it's energy. And it's created, manipulated, molded through energy. So everything we have here, truthfully, is the state of everything in the world is because of what we're all collectively thinking, and that is adding up. It's like each one of us is a drop of water, and our thoughts determine either really good things happening or really bad things happening, fear-based things or hope-based things. So first, just understand that this is 100% truth with our thoughts being energy. Then also understand that when you are a human being, you're basically in a hospital. Every one of us has been wounded. Every one of us has been hurt, violated, disgraced in some way. Something that has stunted us in a way due to us not being able to handle what happened, or also just the collective way that has so been the way, which is shove it down, bury it, deny it, don't share it, just get over it. So we're all kind of walking around carrying these wounds, and it's almost like the wounds, everything that we manifest first goes out through that wound. So for one, when we're hurt by somebody else, we're always going to speak through that wound. So we're basically in this non-stop cycle of constantly hurting other people and hurting ourselves by engaging in such behavior, such as negative thoughts or negative intentions or doing mean things or hating people or hating things or thinking nothing's going to work out or fuck this world or, you know, that kind of just like way of thinking. And, so anyway, understand that. So those are the first things I need to give you for me to go further. The next thing, a couple weeks ago, I was given my very first vision of, I guess, what we would call end times. And it was, it felt to me mostly it was the U.S. And it was this total collapse. And everything was gone, like communications, any kind of connection thing, internet, phone, all that kind of stuff, that was completely gone. And then there was all these, there was lots of shortages of things, food, water, everything. It was really this kind of chaotic thing. And I just saw a flash of it. You know, it was given the information to me that I wasn't there anymore, so I didn't know if it was like I had died or I was in another country. I just really kind of felt like I was still in this world, that it was going on, but I was in another side of it, and I wasn't in that part that was the fall. So anyway, when it happened, that was all the information I got. There was nothing else revealed when, whatever. I'd never had anything like that, so I let it go. I think I only told one person, actually, and it was because he asked something that I just said, you know what, actually I did just have this vision. It just flashed into my mind. So anyway, what happened the other day was that I got the news, and that I was supposed to tell you all, that we are officially, and I believe it actually started on the full moon, we are officially in the gray area. And we are in the gray area where we're either going to go into that fall, into the vision that I saw, or we're going to go into the healed, loved, peace era. And this gray area is like, you know, before this gray area came, we really didn't know when this all was going to happen, you know. And this gray area too, I'm not really being given a lot of information on it, honestly, except for these key details that I'm going to share. But I don't know if it's months, I don't know if it's years, I do know it's not decades. So we are right now at that point of, are we going to continue on the way we are? Because if we are, we're going to lose everything. It's all going to be gone. It's going to be like this life we live right now that you might be bitching about. You're going to be so wishing you could have that back. So we are on that balancing point now of 50-50, and we will either go into the fall into the dark, fall into that whole kind of thing of the end time scenario where we're just like, you can't drive anywhere, you can't get to anything, you don't have things, everybody's freaking out, people are killing each other, you know. So we'll either go into that, or we will go into that part with the love and with the compassion for everybody and caring for everybody. And the message that I'm being told to give you is that our thoughts are so important now, because that is what is the voting mechanism for all of this, is our thoughts. So I'm going to be going further into this on our embrace. I want to do a video on judgment, on how we judge people and how we're constantly, non-stop judging people. And what we're doing with that is we are solidifying them in that lower vibration state, and we are solidifying ours in a lower vibration state by thinking that about them. So it's this dual-powered thing that, you know, darker forces love. You know, they love that we're doing this. They love that we're fighting each other. They love that we're sitting in front of our TVs all day and brushing our teeth with Crest with fluoride, you know. They love that we're eating McDonald's, you know. So all those things are keeping us anchored, keeping us encouraging the fall being the outcome that is going to be coming in our near future. It can be years, but something just tells me like it's really close. But I can also tell you I'm 100% confident that we are going to be sailing into the peace and love world, and I don't think we have a thing to worry about. But you have such an important job right now, and making money does not matter. Finding a new job does not matter. Loving the job you're in, that does matter. But all those kind of things, acquiring more goods, making or saving money, anything thinking about yourself right now is not what you're going to want to be focused on. You need to be completely and utterly focused on holding the vibration of love no matter what is happening in your life. And the reason I tell you I know that we are going to prevail, and I know that I have 100% faith, and that's why I'm like, I'm not telling you any of this to scare you, but I'm telling you it is happening now. We are here now. There's no more time to fuck around and live in denial and be angry at your brothers and sisters and to fight and to constantly think that you don't have enough and you're not good enough and all that shit keeping you anchored. We can't have any of that. And what is really happening, these you're gonna see a lot of people coming out of the world now to share these messages, because the most important thing ever, and I'm getting goosebumps all over saying it, the most important thing ever is that you stay in a vibration of knowing you're safe, knowing you're okay, knowing you're supported, knowing you're not alone, and that is what I'm creating through our embrace. And I know that other people are going to be doing the same kind of thing, and whether you get on with our embrace or you get on with another person, you need to hook up in some kind of group that is consciously working to have you move through emotions positively, and also just, you know, like having that best friend that has your back and just always says the thing that pulls you through and reminds you that you're safe. You need that force in your life on a daily basis. So a lot of people, a lot of the indigos out there are being awakened hardcore. You're going to start seeing them come to the surface, and the reason is, and most of the people who are finding myself are indigos, and you're at least from Sirius, that's the big, the people who are from Sirius are really coming out in the world. Those are going to be the people you're going to be seeing talking. And what's really cool about them is that they're not like all namaste. They're like, fuck this shit, dude, wake the fuck up. Don't you see what's going on? You know, they're straight shooters, you know? They can cuss. They're not going to be like, oh, fuck, I can't say that word. Fuck it. They've always known what was right from wrong. If you came here from Sirius, you know what is right and what is wrong, and you are stubborn as fuck. You know you're gonna be like, don't tell me what to do. You know, even as a kid, like these things like microwaves. You know, I'd be like, I don't think that's right. You know, I was always so up on things that I was like, I don't think that's okay. I don't think we should do that. And those are the people who are going to be holding the vibration that are going to help us sail into this era of peace and love and respect, and to really start rebuilding the abuse we've done to the earth, because we're at the end. You know, the bees are dying, dude. We're not going to have food in a couple years. We're already, I can't remember the percentages of something they said about with the food situation and pollination, but it's like, whoa, we're already like, whoa. I know here we're about to be out of water. You know, Fukushima, the radiation is already affecting babies being born on the West Coast. All the fish are being tested are 100%. You know, the BP oil spill, I think there's another one, maybe it's gas that's leaking. But anyway, yeah, we are at the very end of we cannot go on with this life anymore. And so we're now, all you people that I'm reaching, and these other people are going to be coming forward too and reaching. They probably are. I'm more like the late one. But the reason is because the Indigos are, you guys have the power, the energetic voting power of like 100 people who are the ones who are more dense and buying into the fear and kind of contributing to that dark force. But when you're indigo, dude, you're 100 of them. So think about that. Right now, you shouldn't feel like you're a small number, because there's a lot of people out there who are like you and who are thinking like this. And the thing is, we just, you know, even like so many chart orders I do, almost all of you are indigos. That's the only people I'm going to be attracting. You know, I'm going to attract the people who are really holding this really high vibration, are having the potential to hold this really high vibration. And so yeah, so like your power is like crazy strong. But, you know, especially, you know, you have been so manipulated, because when you came in, your power was needed on the earth, but there's been all these things that have been kind of trying to hide your brilliance from you, you know, whether it is like the things you're putting in the body, the things you're watching. The news has always been trying to keep you down, not let you know you're special, not let you know you're different, not let you know you can really do anything you want. So it's been kind of trying to keep you in this dumbed down state. And you guys are all really waking up right now, you know. You guys are the ones who are like, wait a minute, I want to do inner work. I want to work on myself. I want to find love. I want to be happy. I want to discover my soul's purpose, you know. So you guys are really like all there. You're not sitting back and watching TV and escaping and letting life just go by. You're participating. You're ready. So basically, this is really going out to all you people, because you have to. I don't feel like this is a good recording. I feel like I always feel like I talk so goofy. And the funny thing is I say this because one thing with me is I've never been able to. I've always been kept from learning other things through other people. Writing them, or through books. You know, like anybody who is sharing any kind of message than me, I never read their stuff. I never watch their stuff. Anytime I have done that kind of thing, I lose confidence in myself and think I'm not really good at what I'm doing, and they're so much better and I should let them do it. So I've known that for my whole life. Even I used to design clothes. I used to be in that world, and I never looked at anybody else's thing. You know, I wanted to organically have it come out of me, so I've always been very stubborn about that. I'm not interested in anybody trying to influence me when I know I can pull through information from just spending time in nature and being alone and in isolation, and that it's really valuable information and I need to share it. Anyway, so you know, I was kind of told that groups are going to start forming, and then other people are really going to start coming out and sharing the messages, because we're going to need to hear them nonstop to stay on love. We can't worry about anything. We cannot contribute to the dark. You guys are way too powerful to contribute to the dark. And if you think you're a loser, if you think you're not good enough, if you think you can't really do something, you're contributing to it. So we're taking your 100-pound energy thing, 100 times energy thing, and throwing it into their pile. And we're at a 50-50 thing right now here. And it's not necessarily 50-50 in percent of the numbers. It's 50-50 in percent of the that we're at that point of falling into high vibration love, falling into low everything destroyed kind of thing, world kind of lack, fear, collapse. So it's not actually numbers, and now you know why, because I said you guys are so much more powerful than most people out there, because they can't even, in the time we have, something really drastic has to happen for them to awaken. Anyway, so I was saying that I was told that there's going to be all these people coming out, and what's funny is I don't even know who's out in the scene at all. I don't know anything. I'm like this. I live the most simple life ever, just sheltered in my bubble in a way, but so much valuable information comes to me in the bubble, so it feels like a smart thing to be in the bubble. So anyway, I was three people just kind of fell into my lap with what they were doing, and it's what I'm doing, but they've been doing it longer than me. And two of them I resonated with so fucking hardcore. They were so serious. They so had that like badass, saying it like it is, what the fuck. And then the other one was such a beautiful writer, and he was so gorgeous in this stuff. But then when I researched him, it was like, I studied this, I studied that, I studied this, I studied that, and it just like took away from it, you know, having all that study, where these other people were raw and just were born with it and had to explore it on their own. And so it's very valuable like that. They walked it. They really like, you get it. So anyway, I found these two people, and I actually watched their stuff, and I've never done that in my whole life. I can't watch other people's stuff. And I watched it, and I loved what they were saying, and I realized we're channeling through the same thing, but we all speak in a different language. And that's why sometimes I wonder why you guys are here, because I feel like I can't speak. I feel like I'm so grade school. Like, especially one of these people spoke better than I've ever heard anybody speak. I was like, oh my God, I should stop. No, I didn't really think like that. But I was like, whoa, I do speak in a really, but I also got that we all speak in a different way, and we all speak different ways for our group of people that we're going to reach. You know, because some people, like with me, even when I read creative writing, I can't hear what's going on because I'm so simple. Like, I need to hear, I went for a hike and saw lots of beautiful things. I go, oh yay! But to be like, and da-da-da-da, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, like what is considered to be a good writer, I can't read that stuff. I'm like, what? I don't, wait, okay, so, all right, so you did this. So, but that's just how we're all so different, and the reason so many of us are coming forward now, we all have a different take. We're saying the same information, but we're pulling it through. Some people, like you guys, are going to be more patient with my talking too fast, or always saying or like, or looking around, and then other people will not be able to handle that. They'll be like, and they'll want to have the other people who can speak clearer, or the other people who just speak raw and fuck this shit, you know. And but so what I'm telling you is that it's right now. We can't fuck around anymore. We can't waste our powerful voting power on contributing to us falling and losing all this and having a really hard time to rebuild and get us going. And we're like at that final bursting point. And what you really need to do, there's a really special aspect that a lot of people are talking about right now in a couple days, or maybe it's tomorrow. What I saw when I looked at that is it really started with this full moon. So I want you to go back and watch my video again. I want you to read what I wrote about the full moon, because what is so important, the reason it has been so painful since the full moon, is something has been revealed to you that relates to your ego that you have got to let go of, so that we can move into this world of peace and love and honor and nurturing and respect and caring for. We can care for other people. We can be loving with other people. We don't have to feel like we have to to fight, compete, hate, judge, put down, squash, diminish. We don't have to do that. We can have this totally abundant world of loving everything and seeing it grow and taking care of everything and stopping to help people. And you know, I'll get more on that in the arm brace. I'm going to do a further thing, but even like some of the things we're going to have to do to start implementing this stuff. It's going to be through things like helping people, donating. It's going to be things like this that are really simple, but they're going to have rippling effects because other people are going to see it happening, and you're also going to be changing that person that you help. So we're going to be dropping every kind of concern for material bullshit needs gone, and you are going to be emptying out your pockets to help anybody. The other day I had the most awesome thing, and I met with a friend for coffee, a couple people, and then I went to the co-op, and this guy was playing a guitar or violin, and I gave him $3, and then I kept driving, and it was right by the Trader Joe's, and I didn't want to pull in there, but I just saw this Santa Claus man. He looked just like Santa Claus, like jolly and shit, and I had to drive into the parking lot to get to this guy because I had to give him money. You know, I had to. I got off my road to go into a Trader Joe's parking lot. Who does that? Or Whole Foods was the closest, what that's like too. But so I pulled around, and right before I got to him, this person pulls out and gives him a bottle of water, and then I pull up and give him $5, and he was just laughing. He like has a cane. He was probably like 70, and he just was laughing, and I had to wait because traffic was coming. So he's just like, bless you. And I said, oh, absolutely. And he said, I've been here for hours and nobody has stopped. And he said, and the person before you gave water, and now you give me $5, bless you. And I was like, of course. You know, it was just so like, oh my God, I loved that. That's so special. You know, he might not have anything, you know, and like I just fed him for the night or something. You know, I gave him that hope. Like he was just standing there giggling and like, oh my God, he felt so blessed by that. So then I leave, and then I see this girl, and she needs, and I just had another $5, so I'm like, okay, I'll give her a $5. And then she's like, do you have any water? I'm so hot, I'm burning up. And she's like crying, and I only had 5-gallon things, you know, I was like, ah, and then traffic had to go, so I threw on my hazards, and I found a dirty coffee cup, and I was like, I have a dirty coffee cup, can I put it in? So I filled her some, and she drinks it, and she tries to go really fast because traffic, and I was like, no, don't worry about it. I got my hazards on. Dude, they can wait, you know, you need water. So I filled it up again. I was like, take your time, and you know, and then I drove off, and then I had to also mail a check that day because I found this sign at the post office about this dog named Bo who lives in Pecos, and somebody had kicked him in the belly and made his bladder flatten and his stomach fill with blood, and then they shot him in his spine and it paralyzed him. Oh my God, you know what? I don't think this is even recording. I just realized I don't think this is recording. Oh, it is. Okay. Sorry. I didn't need to second guess that. That's so funny. No, it's probably crooked. That's so funny. I'll leave that in there. I know I have 2.5 minutes now. Okay. So they shot him in the back, and this guy had just said, help me, I need help, my baby, da-da-da, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I sent $60 to the vet, or to help cover the cost for that, to help for that dog. But so this is what we're going to be wired to do more. It's about helping people more. It's keeping our thoughts on not hating people, not judging them, not being mean, not holding anything like that, because your vote is so important right now that if you don't, you strong indigo or Syrian or Palladian beings, if you don't do what you are here to do, which is hold the space of love and peace and that we can come together, if you don't hold it, we're going to lose it all. And that's the truth. And it's we're in the gray now. We can't go back. We can't. It's dire now. It's kind of like your car is overheating and you are just about at the red. And you can either keep driving the way you are and have it go in the red and ruin it, or you can stop the car, rest the car, do whatever it takes to take care of that and get it down. So think about it like that. All right, beautifuls. It's all going to be good though. I need you to join the Embrace, or I need you to join some other thing. You need to be in some circuit where you are empowered and you know you're safe, and we're going to work together to get our jobs out there, get what you're doing out there, share the message of you indigos and you people who are going to change the world. And you just got the call. The call is now. All right, you have a beautiful day.